Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about one of the most important investments in your life, your relationship. And just like any good investment, you want to make sure you're aware of the red flags. We're diving deep into those financial red flags in relationships you absolutely cannot afford to ignore. Spotting these red flags early on can save you from a world of stress and heartache down the line. We're talking about protecting yourself, your financial future, and even the future of your relationship. So if you're ready to learn how to spot these red flags and protect yourself, then stick around. And hey, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos about building a solid financial future for yourself. First up, let's talk about those couples who seem to dance around the topic of money like it's a ticking time bomb. Every time you try to bring up finances, they shut down, get defensive, or change the subject faster than you can say emergency fund. This, my friends, is a massive red flag. Communication is the bedrock of any healthy relationship, especially when it comes to finances. If you can't have an open and honest conversation about money now, how can you navigate bigger financial decisions down the road? If your partner consistently avoids these conversations or reacts with hostility, it's time to dig a little deeper and understand why. Are they hiding something? Are they just completely clueless about their own finances? Or maybe they're just terrified of conflict. Rip off the band-aid, have that conversation, and start building a foundation of financial transparency in your relationship. Let's talk about the chronically broke partner. They're bringing in a decent income, maybe even a great one, yet they always seem to be living paycheck to paycheck, constantly complaining about being broke. If your partner is constantly strapped for cash despite having the means to be financially stable, that's a red flag you don't want to ignore. This could be a sign of poor financial management, an unhealthy spending habit, or even worse, a mountain of hidden debt. Financial instability in one partner rarely stays confined to just one person in a relationship. It often spills over, creating stress, resentment, and a whole lot of arguments. How do you avoid falling into this trap? Communication is key. Talk to your partner about their spending habits, create a budget together, and make sure you're both on the same page when it comes to financial goals. Remember, you're a team, and a team works best when everyone is pulling their weight financially. So have those conversations, set financial goals together, and ensure you're both committed to achieving them. A financially stable relationship is built on mutual understanding and shared responsibility. We've all been there, that little rush of excitement when you treat yourself to something nice. It's fine to indulge every now and then, but when your partner is constantly making big, impulsive purchases without thinking about the long-term financial consequences, that's a red flag you can't afford to ignore. This isn't about controlling your partner's spending. It's about being financially responsible and making sure you're both on the same page. Those impulsive purchases add up and can quickly derail even the most well-intentioned financial goals. Agreeing on spending limits, setting a budget together, and holding each other accountable can make a world of difference. Remember, you're in this together, and making responsible financial decisions together is key to building a strong, stable future. So, have those open and honest conversations about financial goals and spending habits. Let's talk about a red flag that can pop up early on in a relationship. The disappearing act when the bill arrives. You're out to dinner, the check comes, and suddenly your partner conveniently needs to use the restroom or takes an important phone call. If your partner consistently avoids contributing their fair share to shared expenses, it's a sign that something's not quite right. It's not even about the money itself, it's about the principle. It's about feeling like an equal partner in the relationship, both emotionally and financially. Establish clear expectations from the beginning. Talk about how you want to handle finances as a couple. A healthy relationship is a partnership, and that includes sharing the financial responsibility. So next time you're reaching for the check, make sure your partner is right there with you, ready to contribute their fair share. Let's talk about a red flag that can be a real deal breaker in a relationship: hiding debt. Debt is a sensitive subject, but there's a big difference between being transparent about your debt and actively hiding it from your partner. If your partner is being secretive about their finances, downplaying their debt, or flat out lying about how much they owe, that's a huge red flag. Transparency and trust are crucial in any relationship, but they're especially important when it comes to finances. When you combine your lives with someone, you're also, to some extent, combining your finances. Their debt becomes your debt. Their financial decisions impact your financial future. Create a safe space for both of you to talk about your financial situations, including any debt you might have. Talk about repayment plans, come up with a budget together, and support each other in becoming financially stable. Don't let debt become a silent relationship killer. Bring it out into the open, address it head-on, and build your relationship on a foundation of trust and transparency. Let's talk about credit scores. Your credit score can have a huge impact on your relationship, especially in the long run. If your partner consistently has a low credit score and isn't making any effort to improve it, that's a red flag. A low credit score isn't just a number, it's a reflection of someone's financial habits and their ability to manage debt responsibly. When you're in a serious relationship, your partner's credit score can affect everything from renting an apartment together to getting approved for a mortgage. That's why it's so important to have those conversations about credit scores early on in a relationship. Encourage each other to check your credit reports regularly, talk about ways to improve your scores, and don't be afraid to seek professional advice if needed. A good credit score opens doors to financial opportunities, while a low credit score can create unnecessary obstacles and stress in your relationship. Here's a red flag that can really erode trust in a relationship: secret spending. We're not talking about surprising your partner with a thoughtful gift. We're talking about actively hiding purchases, sneaking around to buy things, or downplaying how much you spent. If you find your partner engaging in these behaviors, it's time to have a serious conversation about trust and financial transparency in your relationship. Financial transparency builds trust. When you're open and honest about your spending habits, it shows your partner that you have nothing to hide and that you trust them with your financial life. Set aside some time to talk about your finances as a couple. Discuss your spending habits, create a budget together, and agree on how you'll handle finances moving forward. Ditch the secret spending, embrace financial transparency, and build a stronger and more trusting relationship with your partner. When it comes to money, we all have different values, habits, and beliefs. Some of us are natural savers, always thinking about the future, while others are spenders, preferring to live in the moment. What happens when you and your partner have completely opposite financial values? That can be a recipe for disaster if you're not careful. The key here is to recognize these differences early on and have those sometimes uncomfortable conversations about your financial values and goals. Once you understand each other's perspectives, you can start to find common ground and create a financial plan that works for both of you. Compromise is key. You don't have to change who you are fundamentally, but you do need to be willing to meet in the middle. A successful relationship is all about finding harmony, both emotionally and financially. So there you have it, 8 financial red flags that you should never ignore in a relationship. Talking about money can be uncomfortable, but it's crucial for building a strong and healthy partnership. If you see any of these red flags popping up in your own relationship, don't panic. The first step is to acknowledge the issue and then start a dialogue with your partner. Communication, transparency, and a willingness to compromise are key to overcoming these challenges and building a financially secure future together. If this video helped you gain some clarity, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more financial tips and relationship advice. Thanks for watching.